Hello and welcome to this lecture, and in this lecture we are going to learn something about the admin interface or the admin panel. So an admin interface is nothing but a functionality which Django provides so that you could manage your site from a single page. So whenever you are developing websites, that is complex websites, each website is going to have an administrator. So what I mean by administrator is that let's say in this case, as we are building a bookstore, that is an online bookstore, there needs to be some person who should be able to constantly update the details regarding those books, like the price of the book, the titles of the book, the new releases and everything like that. And obviously that particular person is going to be a non-technical person, so he cannot actually go ahead and make changes to the code which we have right over here. So what we need to do when we develop any complex website is we need to provide an actual dashboard, or you could call it as an admin interface, so that even a non-technical person is able to go ahead and make changes to the website on his own. So whenever you actually developed sites in the traditional way, you actually had to go ahead and develop that interface on your own, but Django actually has a very cool feature of providing that functionality as an inbuilt one. So you don't actually need to go ahead and create a separate dashboard. Instead, we could use the inbuilt functionality of Django to basically do that. Now let's learn how to access the admin panel in Django. So if you simply open up terminal, and if you navigate to the current directory, which is cd desktop/new site/my site, and if you simply type in python manage.py run server, so this is actually going to fire up your server. So you simply need to open up a web browser, and instead of typing in this address right here, so you actually need to copy this address, and instead of simply copying this thing, what you could do is that you could open up your browser, and here you could type in the address, and right after it you could type in what is called as an admin. So if you type in admin, as you could see, it gives you a login form which basically asks us to enter the username and password. But right now at the moment we don't know the username and password for admin, so what we need to do is that we need to go ahead and create a brand new username and password for our admin. So for the moment we will close this thing right here. We will go back over here. We will stop the server, and we will first create the admin. So whenever you need to create admin for your website, what you need to do is that you need to type in python manage.py create super user. So create super user is actually the command which is going to create the super user for us. So when you type in python manage.py create super user, and when you hit enter, it is actually going to ask you to enter the username. So I'm going to type mine as Ashu, hit enter. He's going to ask me to enter an email address, so I'm going to type in a sample email address which is obviously not real. So let me type in ashu@example.com, and let's assume that I give it some password. Hit enter. You need to type in the password again, and it is not going to show up when you type in, because it actually makes the password invisible. So when you again hit enter, as you could see, it says that the super user is created successfully. Now again you need to go back to the admin panel, but before doing that you need to make sure that your server is up and running. So you need to type in python manage.py run server, and it is going to start your server. So if you switch back to the browser, you simply need to type in the address/admin, hit enter, and it is going to again bring you back to this page. And now here you need to type in the username. So mine is Ashu, and type in the password which you have entered over there, and simply when you hit login, it is actually going to bring you here to this thing which is called as Django administration. So this is the admin panel which allows you to manage your entire website. So right now, as you could see, we have two things here, that is the groups and users. So even if you create login accounts for your websites. You could manage them from here. And also you have a choice to manage your very own databases. So right now we have only one table in the database, which is book, but as you could see, right now we don't have anything over here. So in order to make sure that the book table is actually displayed here so that we could manipulate the data, there is one simple thing which you need to do, and that is you actually need to open up PyCharm. Then you need to go to books, which is this directory right here. Then you need to go to admin.py. So this thing is admin.py, and here you need to type in one line of code, which is basically admin.site.register. And to this register, you need to register your table, which is nothing but book. So you need to simply type in book here. So as you could see, it shows us an error because what you need to do is that even before using book, you need to import it. So you type from .models. So we are basically importing from the same package. So we type from .models import book, and it is going to actually import the book for us. So you simply need to save the code, and you need to go back to the browser. And when you refresh this thing, as you could see, now we have the books table right over here. So if you try to open this thing up, as you could see, you will have a list of books right over here. So right now the list is displaying the name of the book and the author name. So as you could see, right now we have 2 books in the database, and as you could see, the first book, that is this book, we only have the author name, because you might remember that I made a slight mistake while entering the data. So you could simply fix that by clicking this thing, and here you could type in the author name and book name again. So let's say the book name is let's say happiness, and let's say the author is XYZ. So now the only thing which you need to do is that if you need to save this thing, you could simply click on save, and it is going to save this thing for you. So as you could see, right now we have 2 books. First one is life, then we have happiness. The author of life is ABC, and the author of happiness is XYZ. So that is how you could use the admin panel in Django to basically add data to the database. So even a non-technical person could actually go ahead and use it to add data without interfering with the code. So that's it for this lecture. So this was a brief introductory lecture about the admin panel, and we will be using this admin panel a lot more in the upcoming lectures. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.